in high definition. CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Pat Shiraki. Some disappointing numbers from the Labor Department. The nation's unemployment rate is now 9.8%. That is a 7-month high. More than 15 million people are trying to find work. Private companies, the backbone of the economy, created only 50,000 jobs. That is way below the 6 figures from September and from October. Closer to home, what are the prospects for job growth in the Philadelphia area? A joint study by Careerminds and Rutgers University School of Business surveyed local human resource managers. The survey shows this: 50% plan to increase their company's headcount next year, 42% expect to have the same number, and 8% do plan to cut back their workforces. Dr. Justin Schakelman is a partner with Careerminds. He joins us this morning as our newsmaker. It's great to have you with us.
Great to be here.
So here we are in November with numbers that are really disappointing. From your point of view, give us a context. Why did that happen?
Well, the numbers came out. They are disappointing, and we saw in October forecasts that we were going to be adding somewhere between 125 to 150,000 new jobs. It came in at a disappointing 39,000 jobs added in the month of November. I think that surprised a lot of people. Why is this happening? It's happening because we just are not able to get our economy back on track fast enough. So we're finding that our unemployment rate is staying level at best, and we saw it go up 0.2 of a point in November.
And so the economy is not growing fast enough. So what does that mean? I mean, we report that all the time and people hear that. But what does that really mean, that it's not growing fast enough? Is it that businesses don't feel confident? And so therefore they don't feel confident enough to hire people?
Businesses don't feel confident, and they don't feel confident for a number of reasons. Look, we need to add anywhere from 100 to 150,000 new jobs every month just to keep up with new entrants to the marketplace. And businesses are not able to find their feet. And there are a number of reasons why that is happening. There are reasons that are related to public policy, regulations, taxation, and also fallout from the housing market, and companies are just still spooked.
And so we have now the official word back a number of months ago was that the recession officially ended 17 months ago. And we also hear, oftentimes from Washington, that the economy is showing some signs of recovery. But we still have all of these Americans who are out of work.
Yeah, tell that to the person who has been out of work for 6 months or longer. 6.1 million Americans have been out of work for over 6 months. And now with our unemployment level at just over 15 million, and when you factor in the individuals who are marginally employed or underemployed, that number goes up to over 17 million. What does that mean to the individual who is out of work? It means that our job market right now simply has not found its footing. We simply do not have enough jobs being created in order to get people back to work at the level we need to.
So Careerminds and Rutgers University put together this study, and you looked at the different companies that are in this region. And you do have a bit more optimism as a result of what it is that you learned. So share that, because I think that people who are sitting at home listening to us going, please give me something that I can hold on to.
There are some bright spots in the results of this survey done by Careerminds and Rutgers University. One of the bright spots is for clerical and administrative staff. We see an increase in 2011 for that type of worker. And that's great news, because there's a broad swath of individuals who meet that criteria. Why is that happening? Because companies want to do more with less. They are taking what would be the job done by 3 different individuals at a managerial level, and they're consolidating them into a single position. That person whoever it is, may not be the happiest person in the world that they're doing the work of 3 people, needs administrative support. And that's why we see that increase coming up in 2011. Another bright spot is for non-manager professionals. And that means there could be some good openings for people who are highly qualified and having a hard time getting back to work. But it also means for that individual that they are going to be taking a pay cut, because managerial level folks are expensive to employ. Give that person a non-manager title, get a highly qualified person in that position, the company saves money, but the employee needs to learn how to cut back on his or her living expenses in order to stay gainfully employed.
So let's talk about some of the industries where we're going to find some of that hiring taking place in 2011. Tell us about that.
Healthcare is an area of growth, and it has been for the last year or so, and it's great. A lot of job creation there. We also are going to see more creation in knowledge worker, service level type positions. But here's something that's interesting that came out of this survey. For those types of service industries that are employing knowledge workers, about 44% of those organizations are going to be filling positions outside U.S. borders. So that means there are fewer opportunities available for the folks right here at home. We also have found that just under 50% of those companies are going to be hiring on a contract level. So that means it's kind of a glorified temporary position. Sometimes you get temporary to hire, contract to hire, but the company wants to save money, and they're doing that through that type of job creation.
And so when you say, I'm sorry, I'm not quite as familiar with some of the language, and perhaps some of our viewers not as well. When you say knowledge worker, what do you mean?
Knowledge worker a knowledge worker is somebody who is sort of not in kind of the production level, labor level, on the floor, if you will. These are people that work with their minds. They are professionals that are in customer service at the lower end, all the way up to individuals who are in banking and IT and finance and even healthcare in certain instances.
And when you say healthcare, are you talking about hospitals? Are you talking about insurance companies? What are you talking about?
A lot of nursing aid type positions and entry level, lower paying type jobs, but they're jobs nonetheless, and we're going to see some growth in that area.
Okay, so just give us once again a sense of what it is that you anticipate happening, because you have some people who are going to hire significantly, other people not hiring so much, and then other people cutting back. So if maybe someone has a job right now, who are the people who need to be worried that they're going to find a pink slip with their Christmas card or their holiday card?
I hope not. But those people who should be more aware of these factors include people that are a little bit older, those individuals who may not have a diverse set of skills, because companies are looking for ways to combine skill sets into a single individual. So the more dynamic you are, the less likely you are to get that pink slip. The more one-dimensional you are, the more likely that company is going to look at you and say, do we need to continue to have this as part of our that individual as part of our overhead? Individuals also that are a little bit older, and unfortunately that is the way it goes in our economy. Now there are laws that protect us from age discrimination. However, companies are looking at the Generation Y, the Generation X, who are coming out. They're less expensive, and they have a more diverse skill set that they can bring to the table.
Now, so are you actually getting that from the human resources managers, that they're reevaluating people who would be, are we talking about people over the age of 40, talking about people over the age of 50, or people over the age of 60 nearing retirement?
Anybody that's been with an organization for a while needs to be aware of what's going on around them and looking at ways that they can expand and enhance their existing skill sets. This means retraining. This means going out for more professional development and seeking to deepen their knowledge of how that business works and what they can do to be a more added value member of that organization.
So you're looking ahead, Careerminds and Rutgers looked ahead to 2011. Did you also just, check out the crystal ball of when we might see more significant job growth where the companies will feel that they do have a stronger footing? What year are we talking about? Do you have any sense of that in your studies?
We don't look at that particular data point in our studies, but what I can tell you is economists seem to have somewhat of a consensus right now that it's going to be modest growth at best through 2011. So that means you need to stay sharp. You need to figure out a way to keep your brand, your personal brand in the job market, head and shoulders above other job seekers. And there are techniques, there are methods you can use in order to make that happen. So 2011, it's going to be competitive.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Schakelman. Great to have you with us as our newsmaker today. Our guest on Newsmakers has been Dr. Justin Schakelman of Careerminds. Newsmakers returns next week at the same time, and you can watch us anytime at cbsphilly.com. I'm Pat Shiraki. Now back to the anchor desk.
Not the news that a lot of job seekers wanted to hear.
No, but it was a very good interview, very informative.
Coming up in the next half hour.